Okay, so according to my next guest, you have a 70% chance of not reaching the person you're trying to call. I believe that is true, even with all 5 numbers that she might have. Nancy Friedman calls herself the telephone doctor because she has cured more than 12,000 businesses of their telephone ailments. Maybe you could take a look at our company.
I would love to.
Would you?
I would love to. Although, what you said about 70% of the people, what happens, Oprah, is you pick up the phone and you either get a busy signal, no answer, they don't have an answering machine, or they do have an answering machine.
And this is what... Well, do we need to become more patient? Because when people say, please hold, I mean, I wouldn't have been calling if I wanted to hold.
Yeah, well, remember, as the telephone doctor, please hold is like a forbidden phrase to us. Hang on a second, we'll be right back is a forbidden phrase because nothing takes just a second. That's liar, liar, pants on fire, nose as long as a telephone wire.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
Not so when people say, hang on a second, I'll be right back, I always say, you lied. I mean, because they just
So what should they say?
They should tell the caller the truth.
How much time you're going to be waiting?
Exactly, what we give a mini visual. Oprah, I need to check this information, I need to check the computer, I need to check with my supervisor, I need to do this. This is going to take me 2 or 3 minutes. Are you able to hold? Give the caller a choice. What your audience is.
But I think the problem is many times a person is just trying to get the calls banked. You know, that's why it's like, please hold, I'm on the phone with somebody else, please hold, I got 17 more calls coming in. So it's faster to say please hold and would you mind holding? It's going to take me 2 or 3 minutes to get the next.
It's faster, but you know, speed is not success. Speed is not success.
Okay.
Thank you. What happens is I get, I go to businesses and they say, I want my people to answer the phone on the 3rd ring. And I say, get me to the president of the company. I want to ask him or her something. And they say, oh, I want people to answer by the 3rd ring. And my question is this, why? And they always say, well, that's my mother taught me that. Somebody told me that. And so what we like to tell people is if the phone rings a number of times, somebody said you heard 27 rings, all your people need to do, here's a free tip for Oprah, is say, I'm sorry it rang so long. Harpo Productions, this is Nancy.
Now that would have made me feel better. Yeah.
Because what happens, you do it all the time in the supermarket when somebody's pushing that cart and they ram your heel, and the woman goes, oh, I'm so sorry. You go, oh, that's all right, and then you limp away.
True.
So the apology...
Yeah, you appreciate that better than them acting like it didn't just ring 27 times. Yeah.
Exactly. So
well, maybe they don't know it rang 20. I don't know the way the whole technology is. Maybe they don't know it rang 20.
You and me both. Oprah, I don't care if people use 2 cans and a string. Honest to gosh,
agree.
I don't care what they use. It's how you treat the people that count, and that's what your audience is looking for. You know, good customer service on the telephone, and how you say it is so important.
Okay, you say if you work out of your home, call waiting is not a business tool.
Call waiting in telephone doctor language is not a business tool. Your customer would rather hear an answering machine pick up, a voicemail pick up, or busy. What happens when you're on a business call and you hear beep boop, beep boop, and then somebody either ignores it, which is like, well, why don't you pick up the other phone? I do hear it booping, or, or beeping, whatever it does. Or they say, you know, hang on a second, I'll be right back. I got to get the other line, and then you're chopped liver. So dislodge.
Chopped liver. Somebody said the other, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to make it anymore. I used to make it good. Anyway, if you can dislodge, if you can't, I don't have call waiting. I believe to give it to the kids. Give it to your teenagers. They can have their 2 lines. On a business call, it is not a desired function.
Okay. You say people's #1 pet peeve is being put on hold.
Absolutely, and this was very interesting. 5, 6 years ago, we did a survey with USA Today. We want to know what bugs people the most on the telephone. We had 1,415 calls in about 14 hours, and we found that being put on hold, but it wasn't only being put on hold, it was how you put somebody on hold. You hold on, here?
No.
Or hang on a second.
Or before you have a chance, they say, can you hold?
Click.
And you don't have a chance to answer. So I'm thinking, you really didn't mean to ask me that question.
Right.
You just weren't going to put me on hold.
That's why we want you to wait. If you're going to ask somebody, can you hold, do you mind holding, are you able to hold, however you do it, wait for a response. And that's just plain old common sense, which is what we teach. And common sense, Oprah, is not being taught in the schools today. So that's what we're doing one by one to the businesses so your audience can get better service.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nancy and Mark and Sam. Thank you so much. Next, if your biggest hang-up is fighting crowds, Mark is going to tell us about the best times and days to get things done. We'll be right back.